Hey everybody, this is Jennifer with GiddyGen SLP, and if you want to know 5 websites that can help you get started as a school-based speech-language pathologist, specifically with teens, then keep on watching. Alright, so I wanted to kind of get together a group of websites that were really helpful for me, or that I wish I would have known about whenever I started in a school-based setting, which was my first job. This could also help you if you work in an elementary school, but I really wanted to focus on the teenage years, like junior high and high school. These websites are websites that I probably use, if not every day, at least every other day. And some of them I do use on a day-to-day basis in every single session. So let's go over these. Okay, so these are not ranked in any order at all, but I feel like one website that it would be very beneficial for you to have is Boom Learning. And I will have, something pop up on the screen. I will also have these linked below. That way you can get to them like really fast. So Boom Learning is where other people can post materials. And what I love about Boom Learning is you can actually click the age that you want. You can do you can type in what you're actually looking for. Now, unfortunately, you may have to pay for things. I think the majority of the things that are on there, the materials, you do have to pay for. But this has helped me, especially starting out. I had nothing. The speech therapist before me, who was working at the junior high, luckily she left me a book and some materials that she had kind of gathered over the years. That was really helpful when I first started out, but I had nothing else. So I really feel like Boom Learning, if you can afford to find things, some things are 50 cents. They may go up to like $80. I've never purchased anything that much, but you can buy bundles. My thing is, make sure it's something that can really work for you. There is a way where you can kind of try it before you buy it, and it'll give you an example of what it will look like. Make sure that works on your device, whether it's your computer or your tablet, but yeah, make sure that works for you. And Boom Learning, you've got to check it out if you haven't already. All right, so number 2 is one that I think I click on this one every day, and that is Super Teacher Worksheets. I love Super Teacher Worksheets. I do pay a yearly fee to be on there. I do believe that they have like a certain amount that they'll give you for free, but the reason why I love Super Teacher Worksheets is because they have so many reading comprehension stories that you can either print or read from on your screen. I actually like to print them out. The kid can go through. I have a couple of students who they have to go through and be able to find that answer in the story and underline it. But then the other ones who I just read it to, sometimes I'll just pull it up on the website and they can sit with me and we can look at my computer screen. But I also like the tactile though. I like to have a piece of paper in front of me. That way they can, mark on it. I don't know, just something. It's just based on what you're working on. So Super Teacher Worksheets is definitely one. If you are working on comprehension questions, that would be beneficial for you. All right, so the next one is e-reading worksheets. This website also helped me so much because I'll never forget, whenever I was a student, actually, it was my final clinical rotation. I was in birth to 5, but one day a week that therapist went to a high school and I ended up working at that high school. But I'll never forget reading the goal, and it said the student will define vocabulary words based on context clues. And I was like, context clues? What is that? I had no idea. I'm just gonna let it spill my guts on here. It's okay. So I did a Google search. I found the e-reading worksheets, which now I know that I can pull up a vocabulary list of words that are appropriate and go over them, just give them, some clues and things like that. But back then that scared the mess out of me. But another thing that I like about this website is you can go up to the top. They have fiction stories and nonfiction. I prefer the nonfiction for my high school students because they are old enough to, depending on what population I'm serving, but some of them who are seniors or may not be in the self-contained classroom, I really feel like the nonfiction stories are really good for them. And they just have so many other things. They've got inferences, they've got similes, metaphors, all the figurative language that you can think of. E-reading worksheets is a fabulous place, and I don't pay a thing for it, so that's a free one. So ding ding, like plus. So if you are starting out, I would say definitely look into that, especially if you work with older kids. All right, so the next one is K through 5 learning, which I think it's on there as K5 learning. I don't use this one that much just because it is K through 5, and I want to make sure I am helping my students with age appropriate materials. But there are times when I know that they might be in 7th grade, but they're still on a 4th to 5th grade level, and that website helps out a lot. So I don't have a lot to say about it. I haven't used it a lot, but I know like with subject verb agreement, I always go to K5 learning for like things like that. So it does have plenty of materials that are beneficial and free. Alright, so the last one that I'm going to mention, which I've actually thought of another one that I'll probably do as an honorable mention, but we'll get there in a minute. The next one that I want to mention, you do have to pay for monthly, and it is called Ultimate SLP. When I first signed up for it, I thought, this is too childish, and I didn't really think that it would be good for my students. However, I don't use a lot of the games on there. It depends again on who I'm treating, but I do like their inferences and like their social, like they have it into like language, articulation, pragmatics, I believe fluency. I can't remember for sure though. And then they do have a social like / pragmatic section that I really like, and so I've ended up loving it. And so if you are working with the same population and you are going to try out Ultimate SLP, I do believe they give you a free month or maybe a free week, but I would check out, you're going to see the picture of a bus. And in fact, I'll pull it up on here. I'll try to have like a little picture where you can see where I go. I pull up the bus and then it takes you to where it will, instead of playing a game, it actually gives you the cue in a picture and in a story, and it helps you out from there. So yeah, Ultimate SLP, you do have to pay for, but I have found it to be very beneficial and I use it on a day-to-day basis. So that's, yeah, Ultimate SLP. All right, so the honorable mention, because you gotta have it, and you've probably, if you're already an SLP and you're watching this, you're probably like, why hasn't she mentioned this one? Because I feel like every speech therapist knows about this, and that is Teachers Pay Teachers. Whew! That is a wonderful website full of materials for any age. I believe that on there you can also set it to what age group or what grade you're looking for. You can type in what you're looking for, and they have free materials. They have stuff you can pay for on there as well. They are actually linked to Boom Learning. Like some of the items that you can find on there can be linked to Boom Learning, where you purchase it on Teachers Pay Teachers, but it'll pop up on your Boom Learning. I haven't really figured that out yet. I'm not too technical, but I do know that Teachers Pay Teachers, they are a wonderful website, and they have plenty of materials for your choosing. So yeah, Teachers Pay Teachers. Alright guys, so that was a lot of information, but if you like this type of video, please let me know by clicking that like button, and let me know down in the description below what other videos would you like to see, especially if you are either an intern in your graduate program, or you are just starting out, or maybe you've been doing this for a long time and you just got switched from a hospital to a school and you're like, where do I even start? So let me know, and I will see you all in the next one. Hope you have a good day. Bye.